Hello everybody, welcome to this wonderful reading. I'm so Youngs, welcome. In this reading I'm going to provide you is that this is going to be for a Saturday of January 11th of 2025. In this reading that I'm going to accept on how it is, this is just a general reading, I'm going to see what's going on through this whole entire system and what's going on in this perspective way. I know that there's going to be times where this is going to be very interesting on how it goes, and this is how it seems to be knowing that this is just a fine lining in how it is, and one way or another, this is the way of how it is, right? This is the way of how it goes, right? So we need to understand the way of how we can value and do things, and we have to know how we can do appreciation and how we do it. This is the way it goes. This is the way of how the timeline and silver line. That's how it is. But majority is the key, right? So now you have the majority have the key to open every door, right? So that's what it seems to be. Now you know what's going on. Now, knowing that I'm going to do, basically I'll do an oracle card that I'll do first, and this is just how it seems to be, right? So this is the way it goes, and this is the way it happens. So now I'm going to do an oracle reading. I'm going to say it in this whole entire reading, and this is an opportunity to understand this. So the point being is that in this reading I'm going to say to all that this is the way of how it kind of is, because it says courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Courage is the key. Courage about how you can do it in long time behold. This is the way it goes, right? So, this is the way it seems to be, right? So when you have courage, you have to believe on how it goes. You have to believe about divine timing or divine about the silver lining. Silver lining is the majority about how you can do it, how you can manifest your own desires, and how you can do things. It's the way of how it goes, right? You have to accept on how things are in order to do that, right? It's the way of how you can, negotiate and do things, and how you can accept for priority straight. It's the way of how it goes. But the point being is that in this general reading, you have to divine about what's happening in that own standards, what's happening in your life, what's happening in between the lines, whatever it is, right? It's the way of how it goes, because you have to look at there's a good saying, and I'll say it: the truth and reconciliation. Long words to say, but you know what I mean, right? It's the way of how you can understand the way it goes, and how you can, do some preparations and do what you value. It's the way of how you can accept that, the way of how you can do it, the way how you can act, the way how you can understand that. It's the way of how you can do things. And when someone asks you, it's like, oh, will you go for a walk with me? And you said, do I have to? Well, it's your choice, right? So, that's how it seems to be. But majority is the way it goes. It's the way of how you can do it, right? Because when you have a silver lining, you know what to do, right? When you have a silver lining, you know the ins and outs, and you know about how you can accept your own values, the way how it goes. And the majority is the way of how life is, right? It's the way of how it goes, right? So this is the way it goes, and you have to know what's right, what's wrong, what's prohibited, whatever it is, right? And there is a logic explanation on how everything is, right? So this is the way it goes. This is the way it kind of seems to be, and I'm going to figure out who is doing this in this whole entire reading. This is the way it goes, and how you can accept on how things are in different format, right? I'm going to figure out what's happening from the universe of what's happening, right? This is the way of how it goes, right? So I might be talking to a cross watcher here, but it's the way of how it goes, and majority is the key. The majority has you have strengths or weaknesses, the values, the appreciation, your priorities, whatever it is, right? And you have to look from, if you have strength, you have that majority. If you don't have strength, well, what's the issue, right? What's the problem, right? So you have to think about what's going on, right? Because if you find a problem to solve a solution, right? That's what it is, right? So you have to believe in what's going on, because you have to, believe that you can do it, right? And this is the way it kind of goes. So I hope you like this understanding. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to see what's happening through the way it goes. And this is the way it kind of seems to be. So I'll see this. And this is the way it kind of accepts it. So I'm trying to figure out who's on the left side, who's on the right side. And let's see who's in the middle, right? So you have to understand the way of how you can understand that. It's the way of how you can believe it, right? Because there's a good saying, seeing is believing, believing is seeing, right? So you have to know that, right? Because you have to think that, okay, well, this is an opportunity to understand it, but this is the way it kind of goes, right? So you have to think about how it is, and this is the way it kind of goes. So this is the way it kind of goes, and this is how the outcome is, and this is the way you can accept on how it is, and this is how it is. So here we go. So you have the Three of Wands reversed, means there's no communication, okay? When you have no communication, it kind of sucks, The Page of Pentacles is upright. It does represent Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, okay? So it does represent Earth signs here. But the majority is the way of how it goes. I'm going to clarify, and I'm going to clarify the Three of Wands as well, because I want to figure out what's happening in this format, this revolution. You have to think about how you can grasp of what you're valuing, and you have to do what you're told to do. Be responsible about how it is. Be responsible how things are, and this is the way it kind of goes. So this is how you can understand it, because the way of how you can accept on how it is, you have to do what you can, right? So you have to go with the program, right? Now, the point being is that you do what you need to do, and I'm going to see what the universe is saying. So let's see what the universe is saying for the Three of Wands. So you have the Six of Wands is upright, followed by the Page of Swords reversed, followed by the Six of Swords reversed. Yeah, see, you're not moving. The Six of Wands does represent Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. It does represent celebration. The Page of Swords reversed, there's basically no education. It could be that, but I'm going to clarify that. I'm going to clarify the middle. Like, what's happening in this situation? So the Five of Cups reversed, the Four of Swords reversed, followed by the Four of Pentacles is upright. So you're thinking about money, okay? So money involves a lot of things. You're looking for money, you want to do that, right? That's how it is, right? So you're dealing with a Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. But this is what it seems to be. Now, on the right side, I'm going to clarify that. So the Knight of Wands reversed, Six of Cups is upright, followed by the Knight of Swords reversed. So there's no drama in this situation. The Six of Cups does represent the past, because now you are saying, well, I'm going to be on this path. I'm going to be on the past. I'm going to stay on the past. That's what it is, right? So what's this Knight of Swords here? The King of Pentacles is upright. Yeah, because you're thinking about money. You're thinking about how you can do that, right? And when you have money, you have values. You have that circumstance and say, well, this is the way it goes. This is the way of how it seems to be, right? So you need to understand how it is, how the outcome is, how you can resist that temptation, resist about how it is, right? This is the way of how it goes, right? So what's in the middle of this situation, please? The Lovers is upright. Yeah, there is a decisions. So you're going to have all these decisions. There's always these things they need to accept on how they are. You have to have the way of how you can do that in the Morgy setting of how it is. Because when you look at the past, you're not looking at the present, or you're not looking at the future. That's the way it is. But the point being is that in this remarkable reading, you need to understand the way of how it is. Right? This is not a life and wrong perspective, but you need to put that into a good setting. This is like having a resource, right? You have to have that ability to know from your inside out situation. It's the way how it goes. So that's what it seems to be. Now, I'm still going to clarify the left side. I'm still going to clarify the right side. So let's see. So you have the Two of Swords reversed, followed by the Ace of Swords is upright. So your understanding, right? You have a good understanding. You know which path you're going to take. You already know that. That's how it is. You could deal with in a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, right? So that's how it is. On the right side, I'm going to clarify. So I'm going to clarify the Temperance is upright. So you're healing on something. Followed by the Three of Swords is upright. Yeah, see, there's heartbreak, right? Because you're feeling sad, you're whimpering, you don't know what to do. But this is like a life experience, This is the way of how it goes, where you have a life experience and, everything is all good. But when you have all these traumatizing feelings, if you're feeling fear, if you don't want to communicate, or, you're lost something, or, you're having sadness and grief, and, and you're stuck in the past situation, this is the way it goes, right? There is a way of knowing what to do, and it's the way of how it goes. Because when you have a good communication, you know better, right? You know how it is. You know how you can believe and set your own boundaries. That's how it is, right? So you have to know from the way of how you can do it. So what's happening on the left side? So the Lovers is upright, followed by the Death card is upright, followed by the Temperance is upright. So, you have to make decisions. You have the healing, and you have the Death that represents endings. That's how it is. This is the way of how you can do it. But in order to do that, that's how you can proceed of how you can do it, and when in that feeling, that aspect. What's behind this Three of Swords here? The Devil is upright, followed by the Fool reversed, followed by the Empress reversed. Yeah, see, when you have the Devil, that it actually represents Capricorn, but it does represent violence, and it's you could be saying bad language or whatever it is, and you can't find the courage to about having your inner strength and whatever. This is how it is. It's the way of how everything is. That's how it is. The High Priestess reversed, followed by the Magician reversed, and then you have the Moon is upright, so there's misrotations here, but the Hermit is upright because there's solitude. Yeah, because you could be looking for a soulmate in that situation. You can see how everything is going to be into that put upon situation of how it goes. Anything can happen in the split second, because you have to look from the day by day, week by week, month to month, and year by year. If you look at that way, that's what it is, right? Because it's a life cycle, right? So when you have that way of knowing what to do, it's the way of how it goes, right? Because this is like an opportunity to know what's right and what's wrong. So let's see. Let me clarify. So let me clarify the left side, let me clarify the middle, let me clarify the right. So on the left side you have the King of Waters, trustworthy, compassionate, respected, cultured, open your heart and mind to those around you, trustworthy and heartfelt advice, charity work. Yeah, see, that's what it is, because you're going to have trustworthy. You're going to know what's happening. So you can be dealing with another Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio in one way or another. Okay? In the middle, you have the Eight of Earth is skilled work is rewarded, learning all there is to know about a topic, going back to school. So that's how it is, right? So you could be dealing with another Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, right? That's how it seems to be in that way, in that aspect, in the way of how it is. And on the right side you have the ego. Archangel Jophiel is a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. That's how it is, right? Because you're focusing on basically material things, what you need, what you want, how you can decolorize whatever it is, right? That's how it seems to be, right? Now, I'm going to figure out what's this universe saying. So let's see what the universe is saying. So I'm going to go from the middle to the left and then towards the right. So the Four of Wands is upright, followed by the Queen of Cups reversed, followed by the Ten of Cups reversed, followed by the Ace of Wands reversed. So there's no new beginnings, no completion, no empathy, but there's celebration. Nine of Cups is upright, there's fulfillment. Nine of Pentacles reversed, there's no comfort. But the King of Swords is upright, there's knowledge. Yeah, see, that's how it is, right? So you can do this in Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Now, on the right side, let's see. So the World is reversed, there's incompletion. The Nine of Swords is upright, there's trauma. The Hermit is upright, there's solitude. The Knight of Pentacles reversed, there's no trust. Wow. The Three of Pentacles reversed, there's no excitement. But the Knight of Swords is upright, there's trauma. Yeah, see, when you have no trust and you have trauma, this is like, drama and everything else. It's the part of where, it's almost like a part of acting in one way or another, and this is the way it kind of goes. I'm going to clarify the world with one of the cards here. So I'm going to see what that is. The Death card is upright. Does represent Scorpio, but it does represent endings that are coming up as well. I'm going to clarify that card as well. So the Death card reversed, followed by the Strength card reversed, followed by the Seven of Wands is upright. So you have the Strength reversed. There's no bravery, right? Because you're having fear, everything else. But then the Queen of Wands is upright. There's charisma. And then you have the Just reversed, you're not telling the truth. But then the Six of Pentacles is upright, where you're having kindness. Now, when you have no trust, when you have no truth, but then you're acting like there's kindness, like, why are you saying this? Why are you, imposing this situation? So you have to go, with your gut feeling and saying, well, am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? And the point being is that, like, why you have no trust, no truth, you have endings are coming up, like, and then you have the Devil that represents Capricorn, but it does represent like violation and all that, and then you're being kind, like, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense, because when you think about it, you think about like doing math, where it's like 5 plus 4 is 9, but 5 plus 4 is not 10, and it's not. Right, so you have to understand the biological explanation of how you can do what you can, be responsible, how you can, have your trust and your values, and try to have inner peace. You know, this is the way of how life experiences, where if you're getting along with somebody, whether if you're feeling all, happy and resulted and how it is, you have to think that, okay, well, this is the way of how I can represent myself, or, I have to have a good reputation, You have that way of knowing what to do, and you do what you can, This is like how it is. This is like a silver lining, It's, you have to know what's happening from your, how it is, right? You have to think about what's happening around you. Who are you talking with? Who are you experiencing? This is a very silver lining. And when you know about that silver lining, you know about boundaries. You know about how it is. Because when you're not getting along with somebody, and when you have no trust, no trust, no truth, but you're having kindness and you're acting all, how it is and what have you, it's like, why would you have all these things? Why? Because you have to think about the 5 W's is who, what, where, when, why in that situation. This is the way of how it goes. This is like almost a crisscross situation where you need to figure out what's good, what's bad, So you have to think about, okay, well, this is the way it happens. This is the way of how it goes. This is not a joyride. This is not how your cup of tea, your cup of coffee, nothing about that. You need to have that. You need to believe in what you're looking for, and you do that. You do what you're told to do. You do how you can do that. This is the way of how it goes, and you need to understand that, because the bottom line is you need to focus on your own self, and that's what it is. So before I let you go, pay attention about what's happening. Pay attention to what I'm saying to you all, because there is a way of knowing what to do, and you need to understand that. You need to accept on how things are. You need to believe it. You need to talk about yourself. Talk to yourself in the mirror and say, okay, well, I'm not going to do this again. I'm not going to act all mean or rude. That's what it seems to be. You have to control your emotions, right? When you don't control your emotions, when you don't control your feelings, and if you don't have trust, you don't have the truth, and you're acting on kindness, like, why? You have to know what's happening. You have to know about all sorts of, how it is, right? You don't want to have discipline. You don't want to have, whatever it is. But you need to understand the way of how it goes. So this is what I have you, and this is the way it kind of is, because the way of how it goes, you need to understand the way how you feel, the way how you act, the way how you can do things, and this is the way of how it is. And you need to believe that there are times where you need to believe, well, if you're taking advantage, if you're having vulnerability, if you don't know what to do, you need to stop and think, that's how it is. And when you have no trust, when you have no truth, but you're being kind, it's like a wacky experience. That's how it is, right? It's basically how it is. You have to do what you can, but that's what it is. You're creating your own formula of this situation, right? That's what it is. So this is the way of how it goes. This is the way of how this reading is, and this is the way of how it seems to be. So I hope you all like this video. Please give it a like. Please give it a comment and enjoy. And I'll see you next time. Have a good day, and I'll see you next time. And thank you so much, and bye.